Hey class, it's Xavier Small. I'm here in your Counseling 500 class, and I'm going to be discussing some of the questions that we have for our social justice blog video today. The first thing that we were asked is we have to discuss our own personal golden rule for counseling. The golden rule that I have is that no matter what the client brings into the counseling session, they're still people. I think that's probably one of the things that burdens me the most. I'm a senior pastor here at a church in Orlando, and I work with a lot of people, and I'm very aware of what the Bible says about different issues or sin and not sin, but regardless of where people are in their lives and what they are bringing into the counseling session, is that I want to make sure that no matter what they bring in, they are still people, and I need to treat them like people, treat them like human beings, and so that's my golden rule. The other question was about is how I plan to participate in self-care while being an advocate. I think one of the biggest things for me was something that actually a therapist or a counselor, told me when I was actually experiencing some depression very early on in my ministry. I was having a hard time with counseling people and going through things from a biblical standpoint and not bringing home their problems to the point where it actually caused me to have depression. I mean, I was the whole shebang. I mean, going home, not wanting to eat, getting in bed with all my clothes on, not wanting to talk to anybody. I mean, antisocial, like the whole thing, mind racing the entire time, a really full-fledged depression spell. And the counselor told me, she said, you're going to have to learn how to get to a place where you stop bringing these things home with you. Like, you're going to have to make sure that you do the best you can to help with the situation, from your biblical standpoint, but then not wear it, not take it home to you into your private lives, and trust the Lord to take it further than you can take it. And so she actually had me practice this method where I would get to the door of my house and I would pretend I'm taking off a hat and pretend I'm taking off a coat and hang it outside my door, and it was symbolic for not bringing it inside with me. So that was pretty cool, and it actually really helped me. And so I would like to be able to be an advocate, but try my best to not get so bogged down to the point where it depresses me, like counseling people and things like that have happened in the past. The Bible verse that I'm going to be using that I believe is a great verse that supports social justice is 1 John chapter 3, verse 16 through 18. And it says this. It says, hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? My children, my little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And that was huge for me. And just talking about how Christ demonstrated his love for us, not just by talking about it, but being about it, and how we should make sure that we strive to not just talk about it, but to also with our actions be able to advocate for people. So I plan to be able to do those. And the last thing is one action you'll be willing to take towards social justice, which I believe ties into how I can advocate while developing or making sure that I maintain good self-care. Is my big thing is making sure that I'm standing up against social bullies. That's one of the biggest actions that I want to take, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of religion, regardless of ethnic demographic. It's not that I don't care about those things, but a lot of times people use those as a premise to bully others, and that's probably one of the biggest things that I want to stand up and do, is for no other reason. I'm not talking about advocating for sin or advocating for things that are anti-God, but being able to say that even though they are in this position and that they succumb to this certain style or lifestyle, or they're involved in this, is to make sure that that doesn't make room for you to bully them. That's no room for you to mistreat them. They are still people. And so that kind of ties into my golden rule. So I plan to be able to be an advocate for people by just being able to stand up for them, regardless of if I believe in what they believe or not, because they're still people and they deserve to be treated like people. So I hope that this helped you. I hope that this was an encouragement to you guys, and I look forward to looking at some of your videos, and I wish you the best as we gear up to close out the rest of this class. Take care. Bye.